Hey guys, this is Leah with Scott Leroy Marketing, and in today's tip video, I'm going to show you how you can utilize DocuSign from within KW Command to send an interactive form to your client to have that signed. Now, the first thing that you'll need to do is actually log in to Command at agent.kw.com. So again, that's agent.kw.com, and you'll want to go ahead and put in your login and password here, which will be the same thing as your MyKW username and password. And then click Sign In. Now, the first thing that you'll need to ensure is to make sure that your DocuSign is connected to KW Command in order to use that from here. So to double check that, you'll come up to your name on the very top right, and then Settings from that drop down. Okay. And I will see DocuSign near the top of my screen here as I have already connected that up to my Command account. If you are not seeing that at the top here, right, these are all your connected apps, you can just scroll down to find your DocuSign option, and you can click Connect Account to go ahead and set that up right away. If you need any help setting up your DocuSign account, feel free to check out the video on how to do that on slmtraining.com, or of course you can let us know if you need help with that. So we will need to have our DocuSign account hooked up, and then you'll be able to click on the Opportunities option on the left-hand side. Okay, the Opportunities option looks like a handshake, and that will take you on over to your sales pipeline. Okay, so in theory, we will need to go ahead and click Create an Opportunity if you need to create that right away. But in this example, let's say we already have that created. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and go into my opportunity so I can click on one of my phases here. And from here, I can go ahead and click on one of my opportunities to open up the back end of the opportunity. And to get into DocuSign specifically, we'll come to the Documents section near the top of your screen. And that generally takes a couple seconds to load up. But you'll want to go ahead and click the Go to Transaction option on the right-hand side. Right, sometimes that says Start Transaction, I believe, or Go to Transaction, depending on if you've already created this DocuSign room or not. So whatever this button may say, go ahead and click on that. And that should take you on over to your DocuSign room. Now, to add any document, and an interactive document, and send it off to get it signed, we'll go ahead and click Add on the very top right, because I can see I'm in my document section here. So if I click on Add on the very top right, I can add that from my DocuSign forms. Okay, these will be your interactive forms. Now, your Market Center is working with DocuSign directly to get all of your Market Center forms added into DocuSign for you. So hopefully you have those in there by now. If not, they're still working on that. But I can go ahead and click on DocuSign Forms here. It may pull up this box here prompting for your NERDS ID. Okay, if it does, you can go ahead and select an association from this drop down and enter in your NERDS ID to pull in all of your forms from your association. Okay, just a heads up about that. But other than that, you can go ahead and click Continue without NERDS validation, which I'm going to do. So I'm going to go ahead and click on this link that says Continue without NERDS validation. And it will take me on over to my DocuSign Forms library. So if you click on that first option, you will have the option to toggle between either your groups, if your Market Center has set your forms up into groups, or the library would show it all in one big folder. Okay, so I'll go ahead and click on library because I just want to find the form I'm looking for. And then from that second drop down, I have the option to select my association. All right, once I select that second drop down, it will then show me all of my forms. If you have any forms already in your DocuSign room, there will be a check next to it. Okay, so let's say in this case, I would like to bring in a buyer agency agreement. I can use the search bar right here to search for the form I'm looking for. Go ahead and check that, and then click Add to add that to your room right away. And you'll hear me keep saying DocuSign rooms just to let you know what that is the same thing as saying a loop within dot loop. Okay, so your DocuSign room is where you'll add all of your forms to, like we're doing in today's video. So I can go ahead and click Add here. And it usually takes just a second here, but it'll refresh your page and you'll see that new form that you added in right away. Now, in order to edit this form, all you'll need to do is simply click on the form to open that up. Now from here, when I keep saying this is an interactive form, I mean that I can simply click to start typing. So I could go ahead and put in my contact's name. So let's say we have Ronald Weasley and Hermione Granger buying a home. So all you need to do is go ahead and fill out the form. So you can see how simple it is to fill that out. You simply click on the text field to start typing. On any checkboxes, you can simply click to select that. Right, you can go down the form. So in theory, you would first go through the entire form to fill that out first. Okay. So once you're done with that, you can click Save and Close if you want to share multiple forms. But if you're just ready to share this form right here to your clients to electronically sign it, again, after it's completely filled out, you would come up to the Document Actions option on the very top right. If you're unsure of which one that is, it looks like a little sheet of paper. And if I hover my mouse over it, it'll pop up this little speech bubble letting me know what that does. So I'm on Document Actions here. And you'll see a bunch of different options you can play with, but in today's tip video, we're going to focus on the DocuSign option. So now that we have completed the form, we need to get that DocuSigned. So I'll go ahead and click on the DocuSign option. And that will take me on over to what they call an envelope. Okay, so think of this in a very literal sense. It is like you are taking that contract, shoving it into an envelope and sending it off to your clients to be signed. Okay, good old school snail mail there. All right, so we are in this section deciding who receives this envelope, who receives this buyer agency in this case. So you can change the envelope name at the top. Okay, I like to go ahead and put in the form name personally, because once you send a bunch of envelopes, this will show in the envelope section and you can differentiate between the different envelopes you've sent. Right, but you can go ahead and put that in there. I can see the form that I am sending off, and you can also add more forms if you need to send more than just this one. All right, and this is where the real fun starts. So add recipients to this envelope. So from this list where it says add recipients, you have a few options here. Since this is an interactive form, you have the option to add pre-tagged roles, which means that you can add your client as seller 1, seller 2, and you can add yourself as the listing agent to make it easier for them to electronically sign. So that's what we'll be going with in just a moment here. You also have the option to pull from the room participants if you've already added your clients in, or if you have not yet, you can add in them by email address here at the bottom as well. So I'll go ahead and select pre-tagged roles. Let's see if I have some clients here. So in buyer 1, where it says select, I would simply click on that. And I have already added my contact to the room, so I can go ahead and select them from the dropdown. I can do the same thing for buyer 2 here. And then for the buyer agent, I'll go ahead and select myself from that dropdown. Okay, and I'll click Add Selected. This is an important thing to do because it makes it so they can electronically sign the fields. So I'll click Add Selected. Now when it brings in your clients here, so a couple things to note. First of all, you'll see their permission on the right-hand side of their name. So typically you'll want to use needs to sign, right? But you can use these other options as well if they just need to view it. Like if you have a younger couple who wants their parents to preview the form before they sign it, you can add them in as needs to view. You can have them receive a copy or specify recipient. If you're wondering what that means, I don't believe you'll use that generally, as what that allows the client to do is designate someone else to sign the form for them. Okay, typically you want your client to actually sign the form. So 9 times out of 10, you'll be using the needs to sign option. In this More field here, you also have the option to add a password to protect the form. You will need to let them know what the password is when you send it so that they can actually open that up, and you can send them a private message as well. You'll see that I can X out of this, so if I want to remove this client. And also another fun thing that Dotloop did not have is so you can pick the order in which your clients receive this. So if you want to make it so that buyer 2 does not receive, does not receive the envelope until after buyer 1 signs that, you can change this here to a 2. And again, it will make it so that form does not send to your second client until the first client signs that. So you do have that option here. If you leave it all as 1s, it will send it to all of them at the same time. On the bottom here, we do have the option to toggle the email subject. So you can add in anything you want here or leave that as default. You could put in a message like, hello, please, spelling is hard, please sign the buyer agency agreement that we spoke about on the phone. Let me know if you have any questions. Okay, whatever you would like it to say. You do not have to fill out this field, but you certainly can. Once you complete the section here, we'll go ahead on the top right here. You can save and close this if you just want to go ahead and save this as a draft and send this at a later time quickly. But in this case, we'll go ahead and click Next on the top right. So once you click Next on the top top right, sorry. Click Next and that will come on over to a place where you can edit it further if you would like to. All right, so from here you can see the Recipient's Preview on the top right. So if you want to make sure that they can sign the form, so on the bottom where we have the initial boxes here, all right, you'll see those are all in different colors. Where that corresponds to on the top left here of your screen, if you click on there, you'll see the 3 different people that need to sign it. So you'll see that each one of my clients has a corresponding initial box that they'll be able to sign. So another thing that I like to do, so really you don't need to do anything on this page, all right? You've already edited the form and you're now just checking over everything. I really like to click on the Recipient Preview on the top right here to view what it looks like from my client's perspective. I can view that from a computer, a tablet, or a phone on the very top of my screen, and I can also pick who I'm viewing this as. So if I want to view it as my client, I just like to look at this to make sure that I am allowing my client to sign it. So I can see that it will take them right on down to the first field to sign, and it will move them all the way down the form like this. Okay. So this just ensures to me that I set this up correctly. So this makes me feel a little better. And I can X out of that once I'm pleased on the top right. And once I confirm all looks good, I can go ahead and click Send on the very back or top right. And that will shoot that off to my client so that they can sign that. All right, guys, so that is how you go about creating a interactive form, so how you can pull a template into your DocuSign room, type in that to edit it, and share that with your client right away so they can sign that. If you have any questions at all, feel free to let us know at support@scottleroymarketing.com. Have a great day, guys.